Hello there, welcome to Moving Vibrant Life Force. Another video. I've been called to do this. This is for you empaths out there, seasoned and unseasoned. The energy has just been so intense lately, hasn't it? So much energy to transmute. I've been told to say, for whatever reason, you more seasoned empaths will pick up what I'm putting down really fast because you process stuff really quickly and you know what's what. For those, I would call them less seasoned empaths, things will click into place as they're meant to as you journey through the coming days, weeks and months. There's been so many shifts and changes internal, and it started with probably external, but certainly now you're noticing massive internal changes. And sometimes when you spend too much time at home, it's not never too much, but when you're hermetizing and you're spending time at home and you're processing and healing and everything for what's been happening and what's going through you, passing through you, you don't actually realise the shifts, the massive shifts that have occurred within you until you go out into the world. And then you start realising that the way you're responding to the world, or the way you're seeing the world, or the way people are responding to you and your energy or your looks, because things have changed, right, is very different. It feels very different. There's something about you that feels new. You've probably been going through a rejuvenation process, but it's been feeling like your guts have been ripped open and you're getting eaten out by a panther or something. Torturous comes to mind, is the word that comes to mind. And I laugh about this, but I'm going through this too. There's a lot of us going through this. And right now when I'm doing this video is timeless. So it's for whenever you're watching it. But right now when I'm doing this video, we're smack bang in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Now, I'm not a big astrology guru or anything like that. My knowledge is limited. I'm always learning. But what I've noticed is a massive increase in the intensity of the stuff that was already being processed by us. So the masses, if I want to call it that, there's so much unconscious, unprocessed stuff that's been brought up for some people who can handle it more abruptly, for others more gently. And with this retrograde, it's just intensified. It's like, hang on, I've already processed this. I've already been, dredging through this. Why do I have to look at this again? Why do I have to feel this again? But what you'll notice is that you're looking at it again through newer eyes than you were before. Even newer eyes. Every day is newer eyes, because there's shifts and changes happening. So when we feel like, this again, I've got to feel this again, I've got to look at this again, this tired old stuff that I want to erase the memory of and the feelings of. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So we do it through revisiting. We don't even, and the frustration comes because we don't want to be reminded of this stuff. We think we've dealt with it and it's over and done with and da-da-da. And then you wake up the next morning and there it is again. Or you've had a busy, productive, beautiful day, and then you're resting at night and there it is again. Because new eyes, right? We're looking at it through new eyes. And we're ready to process the next layer of emotion that's associated with whatever those memories are, or events, or people. So, as empaths, we're transmuting so much of our own stuff because we're going through massive transformation, and yet while we're doing that, we're getting the collective stuff from the masses as well. And it's like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing self-care. In the past, for some of you, if not all of you, in the past, there was a feeling that you carried around you of procrastination, first of all, a procrastinating energy, and the reason for that is feelings of unmotivated. What's the point? Because nothing I ever do makes a difference. Nothing I ever say creates change. No one I ever help learns and changes. So it's like going through a period where you just feel like you're ineffective. So nothing that you do works out. Nothing that you try to accomplish actually became fruitful in any sufficient way. So there was this feeling of feeling stuck. And so like you're in a holding pattern, if that's the right words, and then you'd come at it with new energy and new enthusiasm and from a new angle and whatever else, or you'd persist with the way you've been doing it, thinking, well, eventually it will come good, and it just didn't. But if you look back, you'll see the stuff that you had to deal with, your family stuff, friends stuff, relationship stuff, the stuff you had to deal with within yourself, where you were at the time. You're dealing with big stuff a lot at once. And so sometimes, I wouldn't say sometimes, Spirit often, or the universe often, God often will sort of halt any forward activity to give us space and time to work through and process. And we're looked after while that's happening. It's not like we lose our homes or anything like that. We're looked after while that's happening, but we're given, when the pathway forward isn't clear or seems to be too many obstacles or whatever else, we're being told to look at the here and now and process this. And so the reason I'm saying that is because that, for some of you, that feeling of procrastination, just slightly here and there lately, has been creeping in again. I wouldn't say creeping in. It's almost like we're being reminded. Oh, do you remember how helpless you felt? Do you remember how much pressure you used to put on yourself to get stuff done, but not actually do it, or not do it to the degree that you felt you needed to? So this is self-criticism, judgment there. And you see that I was going to swear then, you see that the head stuff, the programming that's going on there, the internal dialogue that's going on there, that's not coming from a place of self-love. It's criticism. So lately you might have been, that feeling might be coming and going, oh, well, no, I'm not actually procrastinating today. I'm processing so much within myself, or I'm exhausted from what I did yesterday or the day before, and so I'm resting, actually. And I know that when the energy presents itself and the inspiration and the enthusiasm presents itself, I'll do it. And if that doesn't come when I feel ready, I'll do it anyway. So that period is gone, but you've been reminded of it. the feeling I'm getting is you've been reminded of it recently, where you've just felt a bit down or encumbered, slightly overwhelmed, and then so your motivation to get out there and get stuff done hasn't been there, and there's just a moment where that procrastination energy comes in, and you recognise it straight away. See how much you've grown. Now, on that topic, the other day I was going to do a video and I didn't get a chance to. Animal spirit guide Kangaroo came through. I often see kangaroos on my property, and sometimes not for months and months, and then all of a sudden I see them regularly. And so I've been able to observe them over the years. Kangaroos have the energy of, one, being able to jump up into action really quickly on short notice and defend and protect. They get into their boxing. Defend and protect their boundaries, their personal boundaries. Also, they can, when they move, they move. There's no in between. They just go. In leaps and bounds, they move forward. Powerfully, they are all muscle designed to move forward. And then, other times, they're just laying around in the sun, having a scratch, chilling out for hours, half the day, if not most of the day. And then, boom, off they go with speed, leaps and bounds. And so that's the energy that we're carrying at the moment. And we need to get out of our heads and actually say, when there is the time to move, I will move, and I'll do it efficiently. And you know, because that's what's been happening, you know that I'm telling you the truth. And when it's time to rest, I'll recognise that in myself. No matter what time of day it is, I'll recognise that in myself, and I will listen and I'll rest and replenish myself. So there's a time and space for both. I think for some people, they've been so perhaps headstrong about moving forward and getting past whatever the destruction that they've just experienced in their lives. The difficulties and challenges they've just experienced in their lives are so ready to just get away from that and move forward and create the change they know is coming, that they've been too much in their heads and too headstrong about, I have to affect change, because when they don't, when they're inactive and in a restful, less active position, that's when they tend to get flooded with the stuff that Spirit wants them to look at and feel in order to let go of the stuff they're running from. Does that make sense? So there's something in that kangaroo energy that is about really taking care of yourself and listening to your body, allowing yourself that time and space to be able to process stuff. Don't run from it. And at the same time, you can feel excitement creeping in. Now, it's been feeling like we've been walking through hip height sludge, mud. And it's been this process of, oh my gosh, how am I going to move through this? One step at a time. Look, that's such a grounding experience for us. Because usually the people I know I'm talking to are zipping around everywhere, keeping busy, and everything happens fast. This has really slowed us down and made us feel what we have to feel, fun or no fun. And lately it's been no fun. But this is a process that's meant to happen. And this is part of what I'm talking about there is the transmutation of the transmuting of the collective energies and our own. some people feel like, but nothing's changing. Why can't I get past this? I want change. I want the next chapter to begin, the next book to begin. And you can feel it, you can smell it, you can almost taste it. You know that it's coming because of your, amazing intuitive abilities. But there's nothing concrete around you yet, nothing in the material plane yet that's actually showing you proof of it. Until you go out in the world and realise how much you've changed. Then it's like, wow, okay, yeah, right, gotcha. So the image I'm getting is like a Ferrari up on blocks. So they raise the back of the car and they put a brick on the accelerator, and so the car's going whoo, and it wants to go, but it's got brakes. It's got the brakes on. It's not going anywhere. It's up on blocks. The tyres aren't actually touching the ground to let it go. So we feel like we're all revved up and ready to go, but it's still this slow process. It feels like this slow process, but the shifts and changes are thick and fast. We're just not focused on that. Or when we're not focused on that, we get frustrated because we want to move forward. But you know it's happening. Your intuitive abilities are extremely heightened at the moment, and they will continue to increase. Your connection to the divine will continue to increase the more that you focus on your self-care. The more that you work with spirit, the more of a stronger connection you'll get. And the more that you work with yourself and on yourself, without any aggression or, going on, none of this critical, judgmental stuff, out of love. And that can look like just having a bath, giving yourself time and space to just lay on the couch or sit in nature and just observe your feelings and thoughts and process stuff. That's working with yourself. Going for a walk, gentle walk. It's working with yourself. Meditation, yoga. That will strengthen your internal intuitive, your gut instinct, your ability. Pardon me, I'll just have a drink of water. Thank you for waiting. Your ability to recognise your gut instinct and your internal energetic red and green flags, put it that way. You'll be able to read your own shifts in your own energy more clearly and easily. Pardon me. So the word I dread to hear lately and the word I dread to say lately is patience. We have to have patience, and we're so frustrated, want to move forward, and yet we have to have patience. Pardon me again. So I've explained why we're feeling frustrated, why we need patience, is because there's so much happening energetically in the background that we can't see. We can feel it, we can sense it, but we can't see it. And as clairvoyant as we want to be, we're still, when it comes especially to our own lives, we're like rats in the maze, trying to make our way through. But Spirit knows which direction we're going, and clearing the path or creating obstacles for us to learn or slow us down or whatever it is we have to experience. What's fated for us is changing around us by the very decisions that we make every day. So, we think, if I just do this, this will happen. No. If I just do that, that'll happen. No. So big message that they wanted me to tell you today is to learn, or to remind you, because a lot of you know this, to learn to live in the question. For whatever you don't know, for whatever reason, just literally draw a question mark over it. Imagine it in your mind, the person, the event, whatever it is, the future, whatever it is that you don't know about. Put a question mark with a dot over it and say, I live in the question, and I'll keep doing what I know that I need to do for myself, for those around me, blah, 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 and what is meant to be will be. I'm going to pull the cards out, but there was another point they wanted me to make, and it was that you can feel the changes coming. You can feel something external is going to change soon. And it's exciting, maybe a little bit scary, but you've got so much more confidence today than you did way back then in the procrastination years, we'll call them. That you're like, yeah, bring it on. What I want to say to you is, don't look, the moment that you think, oh, this is what's coming to me, and this is what it's going to look like, or this person's going to turn up and this is what they're going to look like, or this is how they're going to behave, or this is what they're going to say to me. Yes, those things are coming when the time is right, for your highest good and other people's highest good, because we're all connected, right? But it may not, odds are it won't be the way that you think it'll look like. It will be for your highest good. It'll be all the things that you can sense coming, but it may not look like it'll come in the form of, or be said in the way that you think it should be said. And so what's going on is a lot of head stuff again, where you're saying, if this happens, then I know what to do, I'll do this. If that happens, and you can feel it, because you can feel it's really soon, but it's just not soon enough, again, for our up on blocks, and we're getting frustrated. You in your head, you're planning out all these scenarios that if this is how it happens, I will know what to do with that. I know. I'll be saying this, I'll be doing that, whatever. And where I landed in myself the other day, thanks to Spirit, was I was stuck up in my head. I'm a Gemini, so that happens at times. And I decided to go and have a shower. And in the shower, as soon as the water went through my aura, Spirit, I felt empowered, and instead of stressing about all of the different ways I would handle all of the different scenarios that may be coming for me, I actually went, you know what? I put my hand on my heart and I said, you know what? I will know what to do when the time comes with whatever scenario presents itself to me at the time. I will know what to do then. I actually don't need to pre-plan my response or my actions. I don't, because I don't know, ? Right? But what I do know is that I know myself enough today, and that will continue to grow and get stronger. My relationship with myself, the old saying, know thyself. My relationship with myself is at a level where I'm not stressing about anything that's going to present itself, because I trust and I know that I have within me there's strength and clarity and blah, 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 all the usual stuff. But what I talked about before in terms of recognizing shifts within myself, within, you know, the red flags, the green flags, intuitive shifts, energetic shifts, I trust in that, and I know that I have within me what it takes to be able to handle any situation on the spot. I actually don't need to think about it. I don't need to preempt anything. So if you're in your head and you're feeling like you're, you know, an accelerated Ferrari up on blocks, just revving to go, but can't, get moving, do physical stuff. You'll know, find a balance between ripping into things and really using bursts of energy and moving in gentle ways like, you know, Tai Chi or yoga or gentle walking. You'll know when you've got the energy for this, when you've got the energy for that. So I've woken up this morning raring, like it's like this exciting body full of energy, and it's flowing. As much as I use is as much as will come through, is what is the feeling that I have. And I hope that you guys are starting to feel that too, because we're heading towards the end of Mercury retrograde, and we're going to afterwards, I believe, start to sense more strongly the changes and shifts in the more material, in matter in our lives around us. Things will, when they happen, it feels like when it starts actually presenting itself and happening, there's potential for it to happen really quickly. So, and then we'll be looking back over our shoulders going, oh, I had a period of respite there. I had a period of quiet. I had a period of peace. Yeah, I was processing all this stuff, but I was sitting there thinking I was bored and procrastinating and getting frustrated because I wanted to see change. But actually now I know that was a period for me to get ready for what's coming. You can't go at full speed all the time. You can't be that wild horse that you can currently feel within you and just be running and running and running non-stop. The horse has to stop and rest and drink water and lick salt, or whatever horses do, eat grass. They have to replenish, just like the kangaroo. They know when to stop and rest. So this bull at a gate energy, I feel like you're also getting frustrated with yourself, frustrated with how slow the transmuting of energy feels, how slow this whole process feels, that dredging through the mud feels. Start getting excited about what you can, change you can affect in your house, in your garden, in your body. Yeah, doing cleaning out cupboards, doing an internal cleanse, physical body cleanse, cleansing your thoughts, being more aware of your thoughts. You know all of that stuff. So, yeah, that went on for longer than I thought, but I hope that all makes sense and helps someone, hopefully more than someone. Don't be the Hermit card just wanted to jump out then. Don't be so self-critical of when you need to hermitize. It's really important that you recognize what I've said to you in terms of when it's time for an output of energy and when it's time for reflection and rest and recovery. Don't feel guilty for when you have to lay in or take a break or take a rest of whatever form that takes, or if you becoming housebound and you just need to get out of the house, you'll know when it's time for that, and go out into the world. Don't feel guilty for that either. Do what you need to do for yourself today, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, because that's you and that's your life. And if you can't invest in that and take care of yourself, and that I really mean listening to yourself. I don't know, I'm getting the image of you walking to a cafe you normally go to. You always go there, you always eat similar food, if not the same dish, because you love it, blah, blah, blah. And then one day it just feels boring while you're walking there. And just go, oh, I'm going to turn the corner. I'm going to go down here and see what there is down there. Do it. Listening to your intuition. Listening to your passion, to your desires. Yeah? That's going to really start to put you in a different place. And you'll get more enjoyment out of your life. So spontaneity, yes, but also really, really, really listening to when you need to rest and when you need to get moving, and not get moving if I've been resting enough, I need to get moving. No, you actually feel the energy in you. Today I want to exercise. Today I want to go and do the garden. Today I want to clean. Today I want to clean out that cupboard. You know, today I want to invest in that friend or that parent or whatever and give them a call and see how they're going. What brings you joy? Remember that we're here to anchor and hold that higher frequency. The only way we can do that is to make room within ourselves by processing our stuff, putting healthy boundaries in place, and using our discernment to protect ourselves from influences around us that don't lift us up or encourage us to feel joy or love within ourselves. And living in a way where we feel happy, where we feel joy within ourselves no matter what's going on around us. We carry that higher frequency by making room for it and living in a way that brings us joy and happiness. Okay. Now I'm going to whiz through the cards because I've been talking for too long. We've got the Fool, we've got the Hanged Man, we've got the Empress, we've got the Lovers, we've got Temperance, we have the Magician. Might have to move you guys back. We've got Judgment, Justice, the Death card, and the Moon. So I'm going to whiz through. I'm not going to spend another hour on this, and people will get what they're meant to get. The bottom of the deck, we've got the World. So with that, just making sure, as much as you enjoy being there for everyone, this message has been wanting to come through for some time, and I was waiting for this card to show up. As much as you enjoy being there for everyone, playing your different roles that you play for everyone, if every time I call you for help, pass the ball to you, you catch it, and sometimes you're even coming up to me because you can see the ball in my hand, my challenge or problem or whatever, and you say, here, let me take that for you, when I haven't even asked for help. I will never need to develop my support network because you are there every time. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't always serve you to do it when you do it. You're self-sacrificing in order to help someone else, sometimes even when they're not asking for help. How can they appreciate it, remember it, show any gratitude when they've not even had to ask you, or you're just there every time? Sometimes you can see the ball coming. You need to turn your body and let the ball hit you on the side of the leg. You go, I didn't even notice that. I'm too busy doing what I need to do for myself. Can you come and pick that up for yourself and deal with that? Yeah? Or I need you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Well, you look at your schedule. No, I've got a yoga session, or I'm going for a walk at 10 o'clock. I've made plans to sleep in tomorrow. You put yourself first because you put the oxygen mask on yourself first, right? This is not about being selfish. This is about looking after yourself and doing things in a sustainable way, because if you give and give and give and give and give, you end up sitting on your ass and hoping someone will notice that you're out of energy and out of luck and out of whatever, and they don't notice because all they're used to doing is taking from you, because all you're used to doing is giving. So start giving to yourself and noticing what you need to do for yourself. And remember that some people love the drama. Some people, it's a form of attention seeking for them to constantly need you. So if you need to be constantly needed, have a look at that. That's all I want to say. There's other great stuff about this card, but that was a lesson, that something that needed to be said. So the Fool card, present position. So you're very much in your emotional detachment mode. You're not looking to take on any more empathy abilities, really, to, like, I don't need anything more burdening me right now. That's your stuff over there, you deal with it. That's your stuff over there, you deal with it. Isn't that funny what I just said about the other card? I've got what I need. I'm smelling the roses for myself, and I'm stepping forward in the direction that I want to go, unencumbered by anyone else's stuff. And unhindered by outside influences, yeah? The influences, or the advice moving forward, the influence coming in or above us at the moment is the Hangman. So there is a period of rest. There is a period of just we're being encouraged to just hang loose for a moment and just to be in observation mode. Just hang loose. Observation mode. Hands are behind the back, because we're not meant to be doing much at the moment. Do what you feel inspired to do, but not coming from a headspace of get to work, be productive. No. Choosing what we want to get involved with and what we don't, using our discernment for that, and using our greater sense of self-love, our newfound sense of self-love, as a shield or boundary in terms of feeling like it's our God-given right to be able to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. And we do it wisely with discernment, yeah? We choose what we get involved with and what we don't. Isn't that funny? Those two cards explaining what I just said about the world. It's also a period during this respite, during this rest time, that it is a period for great transformation, great clarification within ourselves, within our thinking, within our perspectives and perception of everything going on within us and around us. And enlighten. It's being very enlightening. So we need to stop whinging about it, right? And just take it while we've got it, because we're about to get really busy. So everything, taking that advice, the best we can expect is the Empress, which is absolutely divine. She sits back and she's taking stock of the resources that she has around her before she makes a very clever decision in which way she will move forward. She's in no rush. Very, very intelligent, very intuitive. And strong observation skills. So she's able to, suss it all out. Pardon me. She's able to suss it all out. And before she makes her move. There's no fear and there's no sense of caution or anything like that. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I've got available to me, and I know what I'm drawn to get involved in after, had time to develop a new way of doing things, right? We're doing things differently these days. Pardon me, my throat. So, distant past, feels very recent, but for others it'll be distant past. Relationship issues, decisions around relationships needing to be made. I'm not going to dive into that. But that was the theme at the time, whether it was 6 months ago, 6 months ago, 18. Pardon me. That was the theme, that's what you had to deal with. More recent past, you've come out of that rough waters of all the emotion and everything else, and you're still just processing. This is why we need to hang loose, right? And start to look at things through different eyes and start to just see what the world is like through our new lens, yeah? Before we move. She's ready to take her path forward. She can see the path there, but she knows she needs to tie up some loose ends. She needs to weigh some things up and just process some of the emotions still. And listen to, the divine influence. Use her intellect before she steps forward. It's beautiful. It's all very enlightening and beautiful. The influence that's coming in, usually I would say within the next 3 months, but I always acknowledge that people could be feeling this already, and this is what I've been talking about, the magician, this desire to just move forward and make shit happen, make stuff happen, good stuff happen, not shit. And so, using your passion, your emotion, your intellect, your knowledge, your connection to the divine, your knowledge of Mother Earth and the way things work on this physical plane, bringing all those elements in and making stuff happen for yourself. That's what's coming. But you can see what was needed. We come over here, this process here, relationship. I'm out of the rough waters now, licking my wounds and connecting to the divine more strongly. I've worked out what's my stuff and what's not my stuff, and what I have to carry with me moving forward and what I don't. I need to take some rest and learn about discernment in terms of what I get involved in. And then I can check out my resources, what's available to me and where I want to step next. Then I'm ready for action. And nothing's holding you back. Your attitude is the judgment card, and so and it's interesting that the next card up is justice, and so you're wanting, feel like mentally and within your soul you feel like some wrongs were done or some things weren't right, and I need to express them. I need the opportunity to point out to whoever is needing to listen what was wrong with this scenario back then. I've got some things to say and I want justice to be done. This is why this card is here. Wanting things to be fair and to call a spade. No, bullshit. No sugarcoating. No omitting information. You just want truth. And that's what's needed. You're feeling like that's what's needed for the path before me to be clear. I can't move forward until that. But actually the internal changes that you're going through are just so immense and so profound and so beautiful that actually if you never know the answers to the questions you feel you need to know, you still will proceed with absolute success. So put a question mark over that, live in the question. You'll know what you're meant to know when you're meant to know it. And see, this is why my throat's playing up today, because, and I don't have a sore throat, nothing. It's because whoever I'm talking to has the need to express. Write it down and then tear it up. Write it down. Just have it when you're sitting at the couch or the dinner table, or you're cooking in the kitchen, or whatever you're doing, just have a pen near you. And while you're doing stuff, you'll get a thought come through your head. Oh yeah, I want to say this, and write it. And if by the end of the day, or within an hour, or within 5 minutes, you fill a page, and awesome, don't reread it. Do not reread it. Tear it up into a million bits. Chuck it out. Start doing things like playing more, pardon me, more lively music and singing. That will open up the throat chakra as well. This is why I haven't had a throat issue. Today doing this, I have a throat issue. So throat chakra for people needs to open. If you feel that something is preventing you from expressing yourself, and you really, like, let's say there's issues with this relationship still, and there's a no contact situation going on, and so your voice, you can't talk. Find other ways, other avenues to open your throat chakra while you're waiting for this situation to change. I hope that helps somebody. So a snapshot of what's going on for you. You're seeking balance. You're wanting to bring, as I said earlier, wanting to bring balance into the situation, and fairness and justice. You just want to know what you want to know, and get on with it. You're wanting to get on with it. You're also wanting to put, some serious boundaries in place, so that things that were out of balance back here, perhaps in the relationship, or whatever led to, this process of self-discovery and self-renewal, rejuvenation, never happens again. So preventative measures, boundaries put in place with people, and those boundaries can be different with each person in your life, based on who they are, what they've done, their behaviours, and those boundaries can be shifted and changed by you only, as needed. So very much wanting to take control over things that influence you. Control over how much of an effect, or how easy it is for you to be affected by those around you. Yeah? It's passion, spiritual passion. But also, see, the crown and the collar and the sword is all the same. It's that cold silver, because if you dare do that to me again, if you dare to step forward onto my toes, looking me in the eye with confidence, thinking that I will allow you to do that, I will use this sword. So it's cold, hard precision in terms of defending your boundaries. So that's awesome. What a great lesson to learn. And you can think that this is uncaring. It's a feeling of being uncaring. Or there's already emotional and mental detachment from those around us, because that's the amount of personal space we require in order to function smoothly within ourselves, and not let things get to a point where they overwhelm us, because we haven't had enough time to ourselves to process whatever we have to process, or to look at whatever we need to look at before we step forward with anything. We need to do that on an ongoing basis. We can't just be transistor radios for the divine and then energy batteries for the masses. Like, you can't operate that way. You need your time, your space to recharge and clear and clean and everything. that's how we get to continue to live in and come from a heart space of joy, which enables us then to anchor those high frequencies and do our job on this planet. We all want change. We all fear change. That's all I want to say there. But this is about, so you're wanting change that you can bring about yourself, but you feel like there's an area of your life where you can't do anything about it currently. So you're waiting for an opportunity to do something about it, or maybe that opportunity will never come. But there are areas in your life where you can't affect change, but there's lots of areas in your life that you've been neglecting for so long, and that be self, where you can affect change. So that's what I'm saying. Put your energy into that. Use your spiritual knowledge, your practical knowledge, your intuition, your knowledge to look after yourself and make your life better for the things that you can affect. Yeah? And what's coming is a period of where we'll be able to, this is transformative as well, but it's on a very emotional level. This is the moon, where we will be able to do our emotional bookkeeping on a very deep level. So it's like we'll get the clarity that we need and then we will be in a position again where we are able to release the encumbering emotional stuff. Yeah? So there could be stuff from the past relationships, or from our childhoods or teen years or whatever, that we've been holding on to, belief systems that we've created within us based on the things that happened to us back then. We're realising now things happened for us, not to us. And so we're able to assimilate all of these shifts and changes that I was talking about even at the beginning of the video, and really start to let go of the things that that have been encumbering us, that we have been thinking are us, that's our story, that's who we are the way we are today because of what we've experienced and what's happened to us. But we actually get to properly let go of the emotional stuff. And you can see the top of the moon here is yellow, like it's almost like sunlight hitting it, and she's looking into that. So lots of tears falling, but knows what it's for and knows where to look. So looking for is it aspiration? Up for aspiration? And I just want to, because that's not a woohoo, let's celebrate card, I just want to put a clarifying card on that, and that's the Chariot. So again, moving on from things, people, places that no longer serve us, that it no longer serves us to associate with or be in those environments. And we know that we need to move forward, moving forward away from old patterns of internal dialogue, old belief systems, freeing ourselves from the past encumbrances that probably put us into that procrastination energy in the first place. One last thing, so remember that sometimes life's made you fall flat on your ass. People mistake that feeling of well, here I am on the ground, can't get any lower than the ground. Yeah, so I'm down and out. Stuff's happened and I'm down and out. And people will mistake that often for depression, especially if it goes on for months, that feeling. Spirit's always told me that that's us at our most grounded. That's us without all the bells and whistles. That's us not having the desire to interact with the world the way that we have been. That's us getting space and time to just sit and collect ourselves. It's not depression. It's opportunity for us to look and feel and process. This is what this is, right? And then when we're ready, we put one foot in front of the other and we get ourselves up off the ground, but we're inspired to do so. We know what we want to do next. This is what this process is. So in our lives, we're getting up off our butts. It doesn't mean we're being lazy. Procrastination's not laziness. It's that we've been overwhelmed and over-encumbered, and we're getting, this is going to give us freedom. Real, personal, spiritual freedom. Again, I'm going to cough. Please clear your throats. Get those throat chakras open and express yourself. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, as it helps other people to see the video as well. And I'm going to drink a ton of water now and clear this energy. Bless you. Have a great day.